New hopes and new affections.
Good evening, and welcome to another segment of the New Black Leadership Coalition here live in the great studios of Intellectual Radio, where your brains are fed properly with the right information at the right time. And we hope that God would inspire us on this beautiful evening with words of his wisdom, not ours. And that we're very thankful for our experiences on this planet, that he has deposited in us an amount of love and really concerned about the conditions of our people, and to be very, very frank with you, the solutions. And just a matter of time, and my subject will talk about why the implementation of all of this wisdom and solutions and etc., why they are not happening. And we continue to act as though, or look as though, we're spinning our wheels. And the New Black Leadership Coalition has absolutely, by the grace of God, decided to pick up that mantle and to do what we need to do to make our word bond, and to be thankful that we are disciples of many, many, many voices that were before us. So absolutely, it is my honor to be back in this studio here again, and to have a great guest like my main man over here. Well, you know, most people know him by the sax preacher.
Yeah, that guy.
Some even, because when I type in Wilson,
yes, sir,
sax preacher come up.
Absolutely.
How you have it like that?
Hey, I was saying,
but
Daryl Wilson is my
he's a preacher.
Name. Yeah,
he's a minister.
Right.
Minister.
Yes.
Aton.
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 Yes. But you spell it with an A, but you pronounce it like an I. Right.
Aton. Unc Aton is the whole name.
Yes, sir. And where'd you get that from?
Unc Aton. You hear the word Unc in there also in Aton. Aton is the one God. And Unc Aton was the name that Amenhotep IV decided that he would change his name into after he became king, and he wanted to chart a different path than the rest of those before him.
Can you do me? Can you do us a favor?
Yes.
Because what I put on Facebook and even on Twitter, what you represent and many things you represent is so fitting for it, in terms of how you pray or your message to the village. Seriously,
yes,
it's so all encompassing. And if you looked out at the audience, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Facebook, and I want them to hear what the New Black Leadership, as a member of the New Black Leadership, what we are all about, and why we started our meeting out as you prayed. Because trust me, if we don't need anything else, we're gonna have a conversation.
Yeah, we
need a little prayer in our community and our family, for our personal self. So if you don't mind, and say it loud enough, because I know we were just talking about that beautiful raspy Harry Belafonte voice. It's a beautiful voice.
Developed over the years, sir.
Yeah, it developed over the years.
Yes, sir.
So can you say a prayer to the people, and because it's so all inclusive?
Yes, sir. I'll do that opening. I don't even say that it is mine. You know, anybody can take it and run with it, because it really represents the unity of one. Just oneness, the oneness. It goes as follows: in the name of the everlasting Father, he that causes all that exists to exist, he that is self-existent, he He who directs the sonships of millions and trillions of years. He who made time, the seed of the universe. He's known among the ancient Kemites or Egyptians as Amun-Ra and Aten. Among the Hebrews as Ansof, Yahweh, and Elohim. Among the Christians as Lord, God, and Jehovah. Among the Muslims as Allah, the one God. Among the Rastafarians as Jah, Rastafari. I bear witness that all of those names refer to the same one, Almighty God. And it is to him whom I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we are those children of those black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, that we are that lost 13th tribe born here in North America, and that we are of a Nubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim all the nations of the world flow through our veins. I greet you all in the ancient but yet holy words of peace in the languages of our fathers, of Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Habarigani, Alafia, and Ashe.
Man, beautiful, beautiful. And so I've mentioned that unity is more powerful than an atomic nuclear bomb.
Absolutely.
And Brother Farrakhan had put that out there at one of the Savior's Days. And when I think this unity piece is so critical, because the first new black leadership quarter, am I saying this right? Black
we just had
leadership quarterly roundtable meeting.
Yeah.
I think I kind of mixed that all up, but our first new black leadership, but it was a leadership meeting of all leaders and activists.
Yes.
Our first one. But think about this. The definition of unity, the state of being united, or check this out, join as a whole.
Yes.
Now, join as a whole. Think about the word divided. Think about disunity. Think about a state of being united.
Yeah.
And every single issue and problem that we are faced with is really about disunity.
Yes. Yes.
Why we cannot unify. There's nothing going to happen in a big way unless we as a whole are joined together. And that's why that prayer was so perfect for the conversation.
Yes, sir.
Because we've been tricked and bamboozled, so we get a label and run with it. And I like what I heard the minister say again. He said, you know, the wineheads, they don't worry about the label. They worry about the content.
That's right.
In the bottle.
So
you could call it this, that, but it's all alcohol.
That's right.
And it all have the same effect on, look, the body.
Yeah.
But we get tricked, and some people, they stuck in such a way where differences. And and I'm very thankful that I know Mike don't like to be called a leader, none of that, because he's a brother, a humble brother.
Yes, sir.
But his leadership, brother, that brought all of us in that room was strictly love.
Yeah.
Arrive at a point where we can deal with some of these issues as a coalition.
Right, right.
Ain't nobody trying to, if you way out there, you know, it's like the all-star team, the all-star game. We know you play for so-and-so, but now we all on the same team.
Right.
And we want to beat the West.
Right.
The East.
Right.
That's the concept that we did not realize we were trying to do. We see everybody as stars in your own lane, but we got more juice working together.
A lot of our people don't want to get rid of the gang bang mentality. They want to get rid of the gangs, but they don't want to get rid of the gang bang mentality. And, you know, maybe subconsciously or consciously, you know, without saying names, in the spirit of unity.
Right.
See, in unity, you don't say names. You just say what happened. In the spirit of unity, in the spirit of unity, some of our people still see a 5-point star and a 6-point star.
Teach.
Whether they're in church or whether they're on the street. Some still see red, some still see blue, and they stand on it. And no matter what, if we come together, we want them to all see black. But for some strange reason, those two colors push their way out of black. And when they come into a meeting, is in the meeting and it looks like they with Islam, and Islam is a 5-point star, and someone else look like they're part of that, and we repping on that 6. Then if I'm not either part of that panel, or if I'm not either or up there, then I cannot participate. See, so you could have great leaders among us, but we don't want to lay our flags down.
Mm. And don't really even understand the flag to the point where it's properly represented. Because the spiritual part of the 5 and the 6 is deeper than your game banging mentality.
Absolutely. Just coming
so
together.
If you're standing on that, then you realize that humility is at the front door of all of it.
That's right.
So you learn how to work with your brothers, you know, a coat of various colors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so many, Joseph.
That's right.
But it's so many symbolic, you know, scriptures and etc. that keep pushing toward unification.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, we all can quote scriptures, we can talk unity, we can say it. We even say we want it. But really we don't put the other truth that goes with it. We want unity, but it's according to our, not even the definition.
Right. You fed so much food in your prayer. I read the letter that really talked about it's time for us to unify.
Yes.
Put our silly differences to the side, like a relationship.
That's right. That's right.
And we got more in common than we have, you know, against each other. And we really don't even have anything against that stuff. Is really some foolishness, you know, that's not really something worth dying about or fighting about, etc. So you, brother, you set the tone. And then, you know, and I'm only saying this because it's very critical that you could be out doing housing. Your thing is politics. Your thing is education. Your thing is economics. Your thing is farming. Your thing is spiritual. Your thing is commerce or whatever.
We should come together and make a report. That's what
we should come together and make a report.
And seeing how the other can help us get to where we need to go together.
And the new black leadership is not really to I mean, it is, because when you put a clean glass beside a dirty glass, you don't really have to call the dirty glass name.
Just show it up.
Just show the clean glass. Which one you gonna use?
Show it up, we good.
You're gonna use the clean glass.
That's right.
But the whole premise of the new black leadership is that we know something is gravely wrong with a constant, consistent condition of our people. And we got all of this brain trust, all of this information, I mean on everything, using it collectively to build our people. And if you say you're a shepherd, if you say you're a fighter, you're activist, you're organizers, then if you're a true organizer and activist, bro, you would love the Black Panthers.
Absolutely.
You would love the Nation of Islam.
Absolutely.
You would love the Temple of Mercy.
Absolutely.
You would love all these organizations that have the same goal.
And that's to see our people free.
Exactly.
That's what it has.
And then when we look at what's wrong and we look at who's representing us, nobody I mean, you give them credit where credit is due. But people realize that something is wrong. If we continue to talk about the same thing every single day, and we get the same result, they say it's insanity.
Insane.
So I would say that some of our brothers and sisters, and even some of them, they should be at the meeting. If you care, ain't no age differences. Where's differences in the age? But you know, your age.
Yeah, but if you see, based on what you said about us all, you know, we going in circles, right? Which basically we can say if we all walking down the same street, we just liable to see the same stuff. Whether you look left or you look right or you look straight ahead. Somebody been down that path before you. He saw it. Now you got some coming up there seeing it. The 1990s look just like the 2000s. Just different people. But the same kind of killing, the same kind of police brutality, the same kind of shooting and whatnot was going on in the 90s. Police department, same situation. I mean, what's changed?
I see people with identical posts on Facebook. Now, I'm using Facebook because it's a huge social media.
Oh, yeah. That's the only reason I use it.
Some people have enough wisdom or sense that they'll reach out and message a person and say, you know what? I like what you're doing. I like what you're saying and what you stand for. I would love to work with you. And I think we could form a united front or a partnership. That's what we're talking about.
It would be good.
But we just want to be clear on processes.
Right.
It takes a process to do what we need to do.
That's right.
Because we don't want to admit that we messed up.
I just messed up. Some of us still messing up.
And some of us still messed up.
It's a mindset. You know, it ain't just us talking about the others are like we're just exempt ourselves, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
We got to
put me in the front of the line.
You see what I'm saying? We got to do a constant cleansing ourselves. You know what I mean? And as we find that way out, then we got to go back and say, look, this worked for me. It'll work for you. This worked for me. I went this route. I failed at this point in time. And it's not that you fall, it's how fast you get back up. And when I say get rid of your religious and philosophical differences, all I'll be saying is this. Just like with martial arts, I said it at the thing. When you want to learn karate and you're a kung fu artist, you got to leave kung fu outside the door, or else you're going to give your instructor a hard time and you're not going to really learn nothing. You got to leave it out there, and you got to come in as a child and learn his way. Once you get some of what he got, you go back out, pick yours up, and go home. You can add it and do like Bruce Lee did, and you got to get a new name after that, Jeet Kune Do. You know, but while you in there with him, you gonna learn kung fu, and that's all we're saying. Leave your philosophy outside. Leave all that crap outside. I don't care what it is. Leave your experience outside. If you had a bad experience with another black person or whatnot, leave it out there, and come in and be like a child, and let's just talk this thing out. Everybody got somebody that they know that done been shot on them streets. Everybody got somebody that they know that got AIDS. Everybody knows somebody or got somebody in their family who done got beat down or in some gang or something. All of that. So why can't we just come together and try to do something for our next generation?
Yeah. Oh, he ready to play the sax. We don't want you to be a drummer. We just want to hear your sax. We don't want to hear your drums. Just
I'll start, man. It's just that serious.
I know,
man.
and I don't blame you,
you know
because that's you passionate,
man.
You're very passionate.
Look, all I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this, bro.
Hit me, no.
All I'm saying is this, man. Just those things is what we have in common. What I just said, all that negative stuff I just said, that's what we have in common. It don't matter what neighborhood you in Chicago. And if it ain't on your block, it's on your mother's block. It's on your sister's block. is on your cousin's block.
And we gonna keep arguing.
Even me, I got a nephew got shot in the head over there on the east side, dead. Then his sister, she got killed by her boyfriend. And then her sister, because that was all she had was her brother and her sister, committed suicide, killed herself. So what I'm saying is we all got some stuff that happened, but the reason it's happening is because of the condition we find ourselves in our communities. Our mental condition reflects our condition out here.
And don't want to talk to each other.
Right.
Don't want to work together.
Right. So we all got the same challenges.
Don't want to go next door. Don't want to go across the street.
Absolutely.
Don't go around. Don't want to go down the block. But yet we complain about everybody that's against us. All the policies that's working against us. Taxes, bags. There's so many things that we complain about. But as long as we stay disunified, we should stop talking, because you're not serious about fixing the problem.
I would actually call all of those brothers who disagree with what we are doing, what we're trying to do, to give us a call and sit down with whoever you feel comfortable with.
Absolutely.
Be it you, be it Mike, be it myself. But rest assured, we're going to give our report back to the New Black Leadership Coalition. But we're saying, look, if it's somebody you feel comfortable with on that board, sit with us and talk, whatever it takes to bring about this unity. And what we're saying about it being as powerful as an atom bomb, that don't mean that it's to us. What we're talking about is like the power of an atom bomb that will rock the mind of the Caucasian who got us in this predicament in the first place. That's how powerful it'll be. He'll be reeling and rocking, wouldn't know which way to go.
And
if we were united.
And the power also is the God power.
Absolutely.
That's in us.
Absolutely.
And as long as we sit on the sideline
and watch
and complain.
Yes, and complain.
And really, honestly, do the other stuff where we begin to poison the people.
Yeah.
We begin to speak ill of a positive effort. And we find every excuse in the world to not roll up our sleeves. Because if we spent the time, and I love Minister Michael for saying this, because it takes a lot for people to get this.
Yeah.
We spent a couple of hours monthly meeting to be on the same page.
Yes.
But we spent all this other time running around doing everything for everybody else, but we can't spend time with each other for a few minutes for a good cause. I say, if you can't do that, then just stop lying to yourself that you ain't serious about changing zero as it relates to poor people.
Maybe it's just stay in the house or something.
And then you got the audacity to want us to, they come around, we got to all vote. Did you vote? Did you vote? Oh, you speaking now? That's the only time that you can come to me.
Yeah, you're talking about the politicians?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And the folks who out here feeling like that's the only way we gonna get salvation.
Right.
And then they mad at you. Let me see your people putting it all up on Facebook. I voted this morning. Did you vote? Oh, I did mine. That's fine. I have no problem with that.
Right.
But what else did you do after that?
Nothing.
So you gonna just wait and sit there on a mystery God to fix what's wrong with the violence in our community?
Yeah. Well, we got to shake some people up. We got to ruffle some feathers. I still say that if we want to really make a real change, we got to go to the head. And we're dealing with police brutality. So when you go to the head, you got to go to the Fraternal Order of Police. If you keep going to the individual police stations, that's like hitting the person in the knee or in the foot. You got to hit them in the head. Even Trump knew that. When he wanted to talk about violence in Chicago, who did he call? He called the president of the Fraternal Order of Police to the White House. Not only the Chicago president, but the national president. He didn't call the superintendent of police, because that's where it's at. If you go to the head, you'll hit them all. Just like they said in in that movie with the UFOs. What was Independence Day? We got to go to the mother. If we take the mother out, all the other planes will go.
And
so
then
you got to go right to the Fraternal Order of Police, and with the other group shooting and the killing, you got to get to the National Rifle Association. Nobody want to touch those.
But not disunified.
Well, you know.
See, not. But
what we're gonna have to do though.
But you know what I'm saying.
I know what you mean.
Right. Because we got to get to all those entities.
Right.
But we have no power if we are splintered.
Right.
Because then they'll pick people apart.
And that's why we want them to come together, right?
So we show unity,
right?
Then that's our power,
right.
We can't go to those people. Nobody have because if we unify to do anything to our community,
at some point, after we keep calling them, we're gonna have to go forward and use what we got.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you look in the Quran and in the Holy Bible,
that's small little army,
always a small army fighting a big, large army,
and they won.
And they won. So at a certain point, we're gonna just move forward without them.
And guess what? They can't say
that we didn't reach out.
We didn't reach out.
Can't say it. That's right.
And that's why many people call me after that meeting. Some of the elders, and they said, "Man, thank you so much for inviting me."
Yeah.
Because they were hurt just to know that it would be a state of emergency.
And it is.
And it is. Yes, it is a state of emergency. Absolutely. And you would think that if you heard that call and you read that flyer and you see what the new black leadership is all about, when you read, our pamphlet, and you see exactly what we standing on, there's no excuse or reason that you would say, "Man, I'm in." I
agree. It's a coalition of people of different faiths, different organizations coming together as one for a common cause.
And look at the word organization.
That's right. Organized. Unity. You and I tie.
And every every organism is important.
Absolutely.
In your body.
It has a role. That's right.
And so the body of what we're trying to do in the coalition is be more healthy,
right?
To be more productive,
absolutely,
to be more successful,
absolutely.
And we realize our unity is the success. But I gotta go with what you just said.
Oh yeah.
Call,
few are chosen,
but few are chosen.
And many times I made calls and whatnot, but God inspired me to move forward with something that I didn't say, well, since nobody come, I'm going to leave it alone. No. God gives you something to do, you move on. Just like all the prophets, they warn first.
I got to laugh because I'm thinking about Minister Michael. I walk in a room.
I'm with him though.
I'm laughing. He goes, "This is funny." I walk in the room. He the only one there. He done sent out information, but see that mustard seed of faith on the right thing, bro. That rests on everybody else.
Absolutely.
Your job is to deliver God's word through this way.
Absolutely.
This is divine work. And when you don't see the divinity in it, I feel for you that you don't stop what you're doing and see God in it.
Yeah.
When you don't see, you'll never participate because you on something else. But when you realize, man, let me tell you something. If Jesus called a meeting, a bunch of people gonna find reason not to show up.
You know that. You know that.
Unless they felt like, if I don't make this meeting, man, he had a hard time.
Look, unless he was turning water into wine and it was on the plug, it wouldn't be nobody there.
And it had to be wine too.
That's right.
Right.
It can't be milk or
no, it can't be Morgan's David. It has to be real wine. And they would have all showed up.
That's right.
Unrealistically. They don't want to see no grapes.
Maybe they think new black leadership mean young people. But it's not meaning young people. It means new thought.
New thought.
Neo thinking.
Teach on that.
See, and you get that. And now here's the miracle to me. When you can get some and sisters with new thought. In other words, they didn't get stuck in their ways. They were open to receive the Creator's message or energy and stand above the cloud to see things as it really is. Yes, sir.
Brother Farrakhan.
Yes, sir.
He paid for certain black men and women to travel all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Did he really need them to validate what he was doing?
No. Really. He was opening the doors. Them to have a connection to that world that he knew they would befriend us when it was the proper time.
And he
every
showed
group that was an enemy to America is usually friends to Black America.
And he showed them the epitome of love.
Yes, sir.
Only somebody with that type of love. Yes. And then some of the ungrateful,
and I know some of
individuals to this day in the spirit of unity united. I almost hit the table. But in the spirit of unity.
I'm always say that when I get ready to throw out a name that'll be coming out.
I love it. But in the spirit of unity.
That's right.
But he gave these individuals an opportunity, and they would have never, ever been able to take this trip themselves. They wouldn't have even been welcome in those places. First of all, to be treated as statesmen, brother.
Absolutely.
Where they live, what they ate, etc. But how could you return and not want to work together afterward? And then you're gonna put all the weight. And I tell people all the time, I'm so glad you mentioned the 5 and the 6. Man, we standing on truth.
Yeah.
No matter what you start.
That's in religion too, you know, the 5 and 6.
Oh, it's all there.
Absolutely.
But our relationships with women, our relationships with our children, our relationships with our jobs, our relationships in the community, all is about unity.
Absolutely.
Can we come together, put aside our egos?
That's right.
Our egos and false pride. And get to the root of the problem.
Absolutely.
And really roll up our sleeves because we already know what we need to do. I was reading an article in your newspaper. I'm trying to think of it. Unity. It was a piece in there. That's why I said, did you have one?
Which issue you got?
I forgot what issue it was, but it was very powerful. I mean, it was well thought out.
Who was it written by?
Boy, that's why I needed the paper.
Oh, okay. Because
that's exactly what I needed.
I was trying to find out so that I could probably kind of tune in on.
But it was something. It was remarkable. It was just the way they went at that subject in terms of unity and working together, buying black.
Yeah.
You know, we complain about everybody being in our community and, you know, where we buying the weed from, where we getting the nails done, where we getting the food, junk food, and all of that stuff.
We need to have a class on how to run a business so that when we try to boycott those that are, you know, that's in our community, to get them out, somebody else can come in and run the business instead of just closing down and becoming a church.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
what happens, right?
Yeah,
when
that's what happens.
Down, it becomes a church.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I say,
Dr. Evans used to say that all the time. He said, you ever notice that every time a black business go out of business, the next business is a church?
And if it's not a church, it's an Arab store.
But the Arabs do different. When you shut them down, they go down the street and open up another store, not a church.
Right, that's right.
But black people open up a church.
That's right.
Another black person come in and open up a church. And we got to get out of that mentality.
So let's talk about that for a minute. Are the churches, brother, are they disunified?
In the spirit of unity, I am a board member. I am a board member of the pastors of Inglewood, And I will say that there have been many times, different meetings, and after the meeting was over, heard a lot of spiritual, religious gangbanging among themselves. A lot of them compete on the level of, I can say the denominations, Church of God in Christ, Baptists, those two, they compete all the time. The Methodists, most of them compete with one another. When I'm among them, I speak on unity also. One time I was actually at a conference and I did that exact unity opening. And when I got to, I bear witness that all these names referred to the same one God. A handkerchief-head Negro jumped up and stomped his feet and said, "Point of order, you're out of order." No, it's not.
Who was this fool?
For the spirit of
unity. We can't say who this fool was in the spirit of unity.
But he's a well-known fool.
Yeah, a well-known fool, but in the spirit of unity.
His name, you would know.
Right, okay. I love what you're doing right now in the spirit of unity. But in the car.
But see, this is what we have to do. I'm setting an example.
I love it. I love it. That's what I say. I love what you're doing.
See,
it's critical, man.
And that's why God gave me that name, Raheem Kased Aten, because Raheem is Islam, Kased is Hebrew or Christian or Jewish, and Aten is African.
Teach.
In the spirit of unity, I'm talking about the mercy of one God in that name. So we don't want to just say it. We want to show it. We want to walk it. We want to talk it. And whatever differences we got with one another, we don't have to say their names out in the public, but you can call them to the table anytime.
Remember the new black leadership, brother.
There's another person in the spirit of unity. But if I even say what he did, everybody will know. But I might have to say this one.
In the spirit of unity.
But not his name.
Okay.
Not his name.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that he did something so outlandish in my opinion. And I had mentioned that to some of the people in his group, how he was. But instead of me talking about him, I called him.
I love it.
Directly. And asked, can we meet?
Courage.
Oh, well, you have to do
courage.
That. You know, and then he said he didn't have time to meet. He had this to do, that to do. I said, okay, we're going to talk about it now. So we started throwing out another person's name. I said, hold on a second. I put him on the phone. I called him. That was.
But that's the teaching.
That was his president. I'll use that term. And he was on the phone. I said, now, will you say that again, what you said? And he started skating like figure eights and backpedaling on the phone, right? And just changed everything that he said. So when the guy got off the phone, I went straight to the point. I said, brother, what do you have against me? What have I done to you? Let me give you the signs that I see that show me that you got a problem with me. And I gave him all the signs and all. And he tried to kind of skate out of that, right? Oh, I don't have a problem with you, brother. I said, yes, you do, sir. You have a problem just by lying, telling me you don't.
Ooh.
That's the problem right there. I say, but I'm trying to solve it. I'm being a man. I'm coming to you with the problem. I don't want to go to sleep with it. I don't want to hang around and share it with somebody else. It's not going to be solved. I need to talk this over with you.
Wow.
So end result, that those things that I showed him, he was trying to use deceptive intelligence and reword it and reshape it and give it a whole new picture than what it was. But yet he's still the same way.
Wow.
The same way today. And this was last year. And so I was going to do, I'm going to say it this way, a parade and let a certain other parade go that I normally do because that person was wanting to co-opt that parade. And I say, well, let them do that because that's they're recognizing their teacher. I said, I'm going to do Webb Evans' parade because I recognize him. He's not my teacher, but he's like a mentor to me. And so now that's August when they had a parade, right? Lo and behold, this person found out when Webb Evans' parade was going to be on the first Saturday in June and pushed this parade all the way back to the second Saturday in June. Still, now I know that person would turn around again and kind of make you see it different than what I would say it is. But it's been in August for about 8 years. Why in June now? See, so what I'm saying in the spirit of unity, even though that's going on, I still love that brother.
Absolutely.
You know, and I will help him in his time of need or anything that would be dealing with him, his family, his wife. I will be there for him.
See, and what you're saying right now, many people right now are benefiting from this conversation. Trust me, because we all could be guilty. We have some differences.
Yeah.
There's some things that we're not happy about, decisions of unity.
Yes.
And love.
Yes.
We have to put our little petty differences to the side. Right. And what you said, that's really, 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 Lord, I know I can learn from this. And many other people, is you did not want to go to sleep.
Right.
With this on you.
Absolutely.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
I call direct. No texting.
So tell me.
I'd come to his house if I had to.
Oh, good.
That's just how I am. I tell the membership that also.
So it's not all
that's
ego.
How they need to deal with that.
It's not all ego.
Well, what I did
some
was
of it false pride, envy,
our people
and jealousy.
Well, it can be envy, like Minister Louis Farrakhan said. Sometimes they feel like they should be in your place. Somebody calling in for sure. The minister said that envy is when a person feel like the position that you're in.
Let's see who's calling.
Yeah, why not?
Hello, caller.
Yeah, Hotel. Brother Gregory saying.
Yes, sir. Hotel.
Hotel.
Abargani.
Yes, sir. Hotel to you, sir.
This is Manson Kulubali.
That's right.
Yes, sir. My main man.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Give us the principle of unity that you know about, because this brother know the principle of unity.
Yeah, well, listening to what the brother just said, and I'm becoming aware of, the who's and all that now, just in reflection. But of course, I didn't know that was going on. But Minister Raheem, you're doing the correct thing. Just like I said when I made a few remarks at the last meeting that y'all had.
Yes.
I talked about how Kawaida philosophy defines unity as a principled and harmonious togetherness.
Yes.
It's not just emotional. You have to deal with principles. And so, Minister Raheem, you are demonstrating that with the the story you just revealed.
Yes, sir.
That you came to talk.
Yes.
And to work this thing out.
Absolutely.
In love and so forth. So I'm hoping that does in fact happen,
Absolutely.
Yeah, every time I see this brother here,
Mm-hmm.
I tell him every time I see this brother, what do? Embrace.
Yes.
We embrace.
Yes.
And we don't have to be in the same place, same house, but we show nothing but the utmost respect, honor, and love for real.
Yes, sir. And listen, before I go, I just wanted to say to you, brother, you brothers, that I was impressed with and contact me when you want to let me know about anything. And
yes, sir.
I'll be plugging in, fitting in where I can get in, and getting in where I can fit in, man.
Well, you automatically in, brother, with that spirit.
Yes, sir.
And with your love for the movement, you automatically in. Stay tuned, and you'll know the next date and time of our next quarterly roundtable.
Yes.
Right. That's what I was talking about.
Okay.
All right, my brothers. Y'all take care. Keep on.
Yes, sir. Peace and love.
Peace. Hotel. I'll certainly email him the next meeting. He's been around for a long time,
and he's
brother.
And he's out
very wise. Very wise.
Oh, yeah.
He's a professor, believe it or not, in his knowledge of African history. And I mean, he knows how to put it together and show you where today, if you take some of those principles, basically the same principles, because
but I like what he said, versus emotion.
Right.
We standing on principle.
Absolutely. Have to.
And that's why
we have to.
And that's why I said what I said about when you read our pamphlet, or brochure, it's in there are principles that we just didn't make up.
Absolutely.
They're made up from the wisdom of God, realizing what you need to say and have in there, so you see that you do fit in.
Yes, sir.
You do. There's no excuse right now for people not to support the new Black Leadership Coalition, because we are addressing every single challenge, every single project.
People, yes.
See, because it ain't just challenges, it's projects.
Yes.
But with a process to be successful.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I agree with you 100%. I can see it. And I know I can see where it's going. That's why I'm on board.
Oh, absolutely.
See,
and that's why I said to Mike, when I walk into the room and I see Mike, and then I believe me, I don't share this often because we're a bit spooky. And because we have this spiritual disconnection from seeing God in something, oh my God, we in trouble, man. Our biggest trouble is that.
Well, I did tell him it was a meeting of gods.
Woo.
I did say that, you know.
And you said it well. And you said it well, but when you don't see that and you
just
think,
have to act godly.
Oh, yeah.
That's all.
And that's half of the battle. I mean,
that's true.
All those stories in there with the young man, I don't know if I'm calling him a young man, but that Cain and Abel.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that whole piece, man, he lied. Say, where your brother? See, where your brother?
Well, that spirit of number 11 is permeating through the whole world, believe it or not, based on the man that's in office. The man that's in office, Donald Trump, he's a Gemini. And Gemini, that's twins. Then you're talking about the Twin Towers, 1-1. That's number 11. That's as above, so below. That's first natural, then spiritual. So by us being under that type of understanding, when you just mentioned Cain and Abel, they were twins, but they weren't identical. They were fraternal twins. So basically it's trying to tell us that
teach
whatever Trump is doing on the level where he is, all we got to do is look at what it is, know who we are as a people under the number 13, which represents change, because Obama didn't even know he was under number 13, because when he ran, it was 13 years after the Million Man March, and he ran on change you can believe in. And he didn't even know he was right after the 13 years after the Million Man March. And so by us, you heard me saying we that 13th tribe.
I love it.
So if we moving forward under change, natural and spiritual, as above, so below, that means whatever we're looking at Trump doing, get it and dissect it, we can be doing basically the same thing, but from the level of God mind, we can do the same thing on this level with our people, through our people. We can be doing exactly making the same kind of moves. I'm gonna explain it to you one day when we come back on the show, and I'm gonna show you some situations that's going on in the world whereby we need to be doing on this level, based on number 11.
Yeah, but I like the 13. My birthday is 5/13. I am not in trouble.
Change. No, that's change.
I know.
He's 11.
I love it. No.
Fraternal twin, not identical.
And you know, it's amazing that you brought up Mr. Trump.
Yeah.
Because when you think about all of those folks, but look what the book talk about. You know, principalities.
Yeah, in high places.
In high places. See, and then when you look and you listen and you reflect on what the minister said as it related to Miss Clinton, Miss Hillary Clinton. And
they were fraternal twins too, Clinton and Trump. You know why? Because they had the same mother, but they had two different fathers. The mother for both of them is from England, and that's the Queen.
Wow.
But they had two different fathers. Her father was the Zionist Jewish state of Israel, and his father was his allegiance to Britain, so to speak. I'll explain that later too.
Yeah, well, we got to get you back on, brother, and break down that because I mean,
there's a lot.
But you know what? No, it is amazing that there are some people who are trained that they filter truth and information just as using that method right there.
Yes, they do.
Using that method. Because, I mean, come on, man. If God says to us, you know, when they asked him, he said, you create that will cause mischief and the shedding of blood. He said, because I know what you know not.
That's right. That's right.
Not that you would never know it. Oh, not. So once you start realizing it, you could say there's a divine purpose why Trump was put in the White House right after that people have glorified. It's like he never existed.
Trying to tear down everything he did.
I said, like he never existed. And if you're the president and you this powerful figure, then why did you disappear? Tell me, because you want to put your daughter, she was in school, it's deeper than that. And so while he was in the White House, enjoying figuratively, we don't like to talk about that because we get caught up in the historical symbolic piece and just leave substance all out.
But
all out.
The minister even said that, you know, that
powerful young man.
That president, our president, Obama, you know, he was good.
A very powerful young man.
The image that he set.
Oh, best image ever in America.
Yes, you know, and letting them know that the sky's the limit, that we can't attain the highest office in the land. But that's where it stopped with what he did for us on one level. But to me, what he did was
when you were selected, selected before you were elected, you have to go as far as you're supposed to go.
He wasn't going to do nothing for us. He was put there to open the door. See, if I'm opening the door, holding it for you, then you need to come in. But we see the door open, but we wanted to beg.
You know what I thought?
In the door.
You know what I thought? All I heard was, I ain't kidding you. And I love our people. I mean, they should have, versus singing the national anthem, they should have been singing, "We shall overcome," because we were sitting back again. We were sitting back again.
We done been thrown back already.
Not challenging the whole system of injustice. We have a right. That's why I keep saying this to people. If you're not part and trying to be involved with the new Black leadership, you're really not serious about the movement. And you still stay in your lane, you still do your thing. And if you feel like individually we can win that way, you go ahead and do that. But I know if we passing this ball around and we all out there grinding and sweating and working hard, we're going to get the job done more effectively.
Always.
And everyone should find a way to the table of unity, wherever it is.
Oh, yeah. The table is spread.
Oh, yeah. And the opportunity.
And the feast of the Lord is going on.
That's right. That's right.
It's the round table, though. It ain't that long table that's in the picture with Jesus. Ooh. The round table, the 360.
Come on, brother. TJ. Man, did y'all just hear that?
What?
You got to come back and teach that too.
Man, look, it's just a lot going through my head. I enjoy being.
But let me tell you something. I love you, brother.
Yeah.
Because
you know, I still see you as that little boy at that bank, Independence Bank, sitting there signing people in and all that, whatever you was doing.
I left from the parking lot attendant to Independence Bank because out there getting baked in the sun to be the assistant manager over foreign currency.
Oh yeah.
Because I spoke to every board member that walked in, parked in that lot, and every customer that came in that lot. Because guess what? I had self-pride.
Yeah.
I was down
there. Come a long way.
And look, and I was down the street. You know, I saw a poster and etc. And I went down the street on 79th and Emerald. Because I knew something was going on.
You saw that
inside
poster
of me.
with Minister Farrakhan,
yeah,
paste all
bro.
over the place.
And I went
I did
in.
too.
Yeah, I went in, and
I
I'm saying that to people because you gotta get it. It even about. It's really about. And then a lot of people they go, "Wow, yeah, really." They gave me all the courage, all the confidence, and it helped solidify my love for the people, man.
But I don't care what the people say, but when I saw that poster, I saw a man, but I saw God in the person of a man.
You can't do that.
And that's what drew me.
You can't do that kind of work and have that kind of mind and vision.
Right.
And that's why we tell people it ain't about, it's about the principles of the man.
Absolutely.
Get away from the personality
God-like principle that he
because everybody, when they get a personality, we fight.
Right.
Arguing.
Right.
My man is man. And that's why we gotta grow up, mature, and become one, as we've been talking about for this hour.
Absolutely.
We are one people,
Absolutely.
one common goal, and that's freedom, justice, and equality for our people, man, to get out of this wretched condition. Absolutely. I appreciate you, brother, being here. Thank you all who have tuned in to the New Black Leadership Coalition. I think tomorrow we'll be at Can Television at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, that's Chicago Cable Access. Thank the best producer in the world, Mr. Earl. He was around here swatting flies. I don't know what was going on with that, but it didn't distract us. Anyway.
This guy crazy.
He think I saw that. But anyway, peace and love.
Peace and love.
Have a wonderful night.
The same old act, the same intention. I'm telling you, I don't wanna back at all. Down the same old road, doing the same old thing. You tell me change is in the name.